Hi beauties, it's Carrie Montgomery here. I'm so excited to do a check-in on the essentials of life. So how was your week? I'm gonna load the Facebook page over here so I can see your comments because I know that I have a hard time reading them. So I wanted to just touch base because I know that there were definitely some challenges, and I know that that there can be a disconnect, and until we get to, let me just pop this over to the right thing so I can see it. Okay, great. Great. So often when we're looking at our body, as we've been taught to in our society, we objectify it. We say, ooh, it's just not good enough, or it doesn't fit, or like this size isn't right. And we say to ourselves like, oh man, like we get hard on ourselves. And so when I work one-to-one with clients, I get right down to the heart of the matter fairly quickly, because it is about what is actually happening inside you, not what's going on outside you. And if we look at the internal connection to your body instead and see where you might be holding on to an emotional tie, or that you might have been in an abusive relationship, emotionally abusive, let's just say, and there are strings that are attached to you, and it's, instead of putting that energy out on that person, you're actually putting it onto yourself. And so you're self-perpetrating. And so when we go to like dress ourselves, it's like, oh my God, like I can't stand it. This doesn't feel good. That doesn't feel good. Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I got a notification that I wanted to clear. So cheers to y'all with my green juice. Ooh, that one's tart. So when you're taking the body map all together, so you have the energy, you have the emotions, and then you have the essentials of life. And I really look at this, I use the word matrix. It's not the right word, but I don't know why I can't get out of that word. It is like your code, right? It's all of the information about you. But when we make it as like a sacred geometric shape, that your body, how you look at your body, how you feel in your body, how you express your body, how you put your energy out into the world, how you internalize energy. There's definitely times when all of a sudden there's a disconnect, and finding the root cause of why things feel so uncomfortable, like putting on an article of clothing can feel so uncomfortable, is really important, because then we can shift how you're looking at your body by taking it inside and turning it into a sensation. So I'll just give an example. Beth had written some comments yesterday how she was, or a couple days ago, how she was in a fashion triage and she really needed help. And it was like, okay, I get it. Like you need help. So I typed up this answer, and then I lost everything. My computer crashed, and I didn't have time to redo it. And so I messaged her really quick and I said, can we get on the phone for 10 minutes? And I can fix them, because I had spent like 15 minutes writing this up yesterday, and I was like, I can fix this if I can talk to you really quick. So we had a really quick conversation, and we got to the root of it, and what she found was she needed different materials than what she was going after. And so to let her body go into the shift that she's actually in, and to navigate that, it was really about having soft and expandable fabric, so that her body can let go of what needs to be let go of. Her body can feel caressed by the fabric, which was really important. It's a really important sensation. We're not taught to go for the sensation. We're taught to go for what it looks like. And that's such a disconnect. Like, that doesn't work. It just doesn't work that way. So if you go for the sensation of how something feels inside your body, you will magnify everything that you need. You will be captivating. You will be energized. I'll give myself as an example this week. I had a massive flare up, and it was like, I just started a new protocol, and like, it was like, woo, we're just gonna like throw every card at you. And my body was like, oh, like, I can't do this. And I honestly, like, last night I was like, I can't show up for my life. Like, I don't know what to do. I can't show up for my life. But what I did do was I got dressed. And I got dressed and I took one step towards one meeting that I had to go to this morning. And I was like, okay, I can do that. But I did it on my terms for what my body was asking for. So it wasn't like, oh, I'm showing up for a meeting. It was like that I have to dress a certain way. It was like, no, I'm showing up for a meeting. I'm going to wear like the flowiest stuff that I can because what's happening in my body is so uncomfortable. And then I got to my healing session after that meeting. And of course, my practitioner is like, yes, let's shift this inflammation that's happening. And it's like, okay, I'm on the next phase of that. And I worked right through it. So that dressing the way I needed to with flowy fabric, to going to working with my healer, then to reading a post from Stacy in the group, because I think I've been secretly stressing about an event tonight. Lots of magazines will be there, and it's a big, there's a lot of visibility there, and I didn't realize, but I actually am stressing about it. So I think I have a little bit of inner turmoil, and I almost last night canceled. I was like, I'm not going to go. So I'll just show you what my options were for my outfits, because I couldn't figure it out. I was like, oh, this doesn't work, and that doesn't work, and let me grab one more outfit because I forgot about it. Okay. So I'm fairly diverse with colors, but I like to keep it somewhat in like the black and the white, and also in the grays and blues, and maybe I'll throw in a little pink or peach in there, here and there. I want to feel feminine. That's my desire. I want to feel elegant. I want to feel sparkly, but inside I was really struggling for that. So I'm like reaching for this thing, but I can't get there. And so I ended up choosing an old dress that I was like, okay, I'm going to wear this. It's a Diane von Furstenberg wrap silk dress. It's very low cut. So I decided that I would put an extra, there is a belt for it, but I decided I was going to put an extra belt on it right here to kind of enhance a little bit of my edge, like the leathery part of me. The low cut part I'm like not super excited about, because it would kind of like go to like here, maybe even here, which is just not like the most exciting part of, like, I don't like to reveal that. So then I was like, oh, I could wear this jumpsuit or romper, super fun, but it's a little short, and I just don't feel like having people look at my legs. Like, I just don't feel comfortable with that. So I was like, oh, I could just wear this jumpsuit. It's great. Like, how fun is that? It's perfect. It's like almost on trend. But A, I've worn it a ton to events, and B, it has another low cut thing where it's like so much exposure. I don't want that on my body right now. I don't want to be exposed. I'm feeling physically vulnerable, and I need to show up. And so I was battling with this obstacle for myself this week. So Stacy posted in here, she had this, she saw this woman in an outfit, and she just was like, oh, like she fell in love with it. And it was a long silvery skirt with a metallic-y, or sorry, not a metallic-y, like with a edgy t-shirt that was like long and just, a little oversized, and then cool sneakers. And she was like, wow, she was totally blown away by this woman's style. And I was like, oh God, I love it. Like, Stacy's like, she's mentally masturbating on this woman's outfit and trying to figure out how she can feel the way that that woman looks to her energetically. And she's calling it all in. And just that our little banter dialogue back and forth on Facebook, I was able to go, oh yes, like, thank you for reminding me. I have the silver skirt, right? I have this, I own this, which is so great. And I was like, I might wear this little tiny, silky cami, but sometimes my boobs don't fit in it very well. So I have this awesome little, it's a bodysuit, but it has got a cool zipper down the back. So if I take off the jacket that I'm about to show you, then I would feel all in. And then I was walking home from parking my car, and I was like, I I want a bomber jacket, but that's like sheeny and soft. And I walked into Anthropologie across the street from me, and they had this bomber jacket in gold for $20. Like I couldn't have made that up. I don't even know if I could have dreamed that up. It just came up. It was so great. Oops, we just dropped something. So that's a little bit of like how to manifest your look, because that's just like what happens. So as you're going through this process, trying to find your true style and trying to find what actually fits your body, connect with the sensation. Go back to the parts of your essentials of life and say, ooh, like what's getting in the way of me feeling good? What's that thing? What's that story I'm telling to myself that's stopping me from loving myself? What's blocking me from getting to a place of self-acceptance? And when we look at the areas of our life and all of a sudden we're like, well, I don't know what chakras to connect them to, sometimes it is just about knowing what the story is. And then through some of the archetyping that we're going to do in a couple weeks, then you're going to be able to see like, oh, this is coming. I'm feeling this, and I'm curating this, and all of a sudden you'll see, whoa, like I have a look and I have a feel, and it serves my body. And this is how you manifest the look that works for you. You know, as I've been in transition for with my look, you know, when we started the course, I was very clear that I'm in a style transition and I don't know where it's going to go. And I think that's part of the reason why getting dressed for this event made me feel like a little wonky, because I'm still in the process of manifesting that new look, and I still have a lot more to let go of that I didn't know. And I am learning that I can't go back in time with so many looks or outfits and just say, oh, I have it, I'm going to wear it. Instead, I can just work with like the pieces that I feel closest to and connected to. And that means that I will start to edit out. And I typically, before I do like a big clean out, I'll start putting them to the back of my second closet and say, okay, these are not being utilized. These are not being utilized over and over and over again. If I say I have an event and then it's not being utilized, then I create this section and I create a barrier, like something that will, so that I know that like I'm not gonna go back in there and pick them out. And then, and my closet has like these little breakers in them. So that's like how I use the barrier. And that, that allows me to actively let go, but not aggressively, right? It's like, okay, like, because I have cleaned out my closet and gotten rid of stuff and then really regretted it. And that's happened. I have I have a pair of pants and a pair of shoes that I have given away over time, and over in 2007 and in 2010. And I wish that I still had them, because I know exactly how they made me feel. And so that's just a little bit about how to navigate some of the obstacles. When we look at telling your story, you know, I know that it's hard to say like, oh, how does this totally relate? Like, how does this relate to what I wear? But if you look at how your story connects to how you feel and what energy you're putting out in the world, then all of a sudden you're looking at your body from the inside out. And that will give you more of an idea of what you want to wear on the outside, because you'll know, oh, the softness of what I need. I need soft right now. Like, I need soft. I also, you know, I used to always think like, oh, I need a little extra structure. I'm shying away from structure, and that's just where it's at. I'm just going to look at a comment because I saw some come up. So yeah, Beth says, yes, I keep trying to go back in time to outfits that were just right for past moments and times in my life. It doesn't evoke the same feeling. It's so true. Beth, that's so true. We can't go back in time. We can't go back to what we were. You know, the shifts in our body as we move forward in time Part of it is the aging process, and part of it is evolution of who we are emotionally, physically, mentally. Now, the aging process can be really hard to keep up with because, you know, if I think of how hard I was on my body in the 20s and 30s, like hard mentally on my body, I definitely, like, I worked out a lot. I was a really avid athlete. And but if I look at the things that I said about myself, to myself, about my body when I was in my 20s and 30s, like, are you kidding me? Not would I ever say any of that stuff to my friends, ever. And I probably wouldn't even say it to my worst enemy. They were really harsh. They weren't fair. And we're not taught in society to love the body that we're in. And finally, I watched a video last night. I tried to watch all of it. I had a total tech meltdown yesterday, but the 6 minutes of the 8-minute video that I saw, it was Ashley Graham working with Dove and, Glamour Magazine and Dove, I think just Glamour Magazine. And she was working with 4 models that were, I think they were women that just wanted to have their photograph taken. They weren't like models professionally. And they were doing an underwear shoot. And she was teaching them how to feel comfortable and confident in their body. And, you know, there was a heavy set woman. There was a woman who had a lot of surgery. There was a woman who was anorexic and her body looked perfect, but she felt so awkward in it. And so she taught them how to feel themselves. It was a really, really moving, beautiful video to watch. So when I can track my way back to that video after I am now getting back to being on computer after being away from it while it all melted down, I will find my way and I'll post it in there so you can take a look, because it's definitely, it was really, really beautiful to see how her words and her actions of helping women love their bodies more and appreciate their bodies and look at them without tearing them down. It's a very, very different way to exist when you look in the mirror and you say like, oh, this looks great, I look wonderful, versus, oh my God, look at this, what's wrong with this, what's wrong with that, oh my gosh, my belly, oh, my shoulders, my boobs, the hunch in my back, or the cellulite on my bum, you know. So, oh, thank you. You're the best. Thank you, Beth. I appreciate it. You're amazing. Oh, I love that. Yeah, it really was exciting. It was really, really exciting to watch that. The other thing that came up with that is that I had a conversation with my partner around the body positivity movement. Now, I'm all for body positivity, but I'm not for pumping up the body and treating it badly. And I think that there's a misnomer that goes around that, like, if you say good things, it'll just get better. But if you consume bad things for you, then it's not okay. And so my partner was saying, well, is the weight healthy? And like, you know, these overweight women. And I also was like, well, the reality is that we have food that is so hard to figure out how to be healthy that people are managing some pretty crazy chronic illnesses because our food is so unhealthy. And if we can just find a place of love inside that whole process of getting dressed, consuming food, looking at ourselves in the mirror, if we can find a little bit more love in there, then the world and yourself will be a much happier place. That's my 2 cents on body positivity and happiness. Are there any questions? I know that Beth and I had a chance to wrap quickly today, and that kind of gave me a moment when I was laying on the table today with my healer, and I was like, you know what I'd really love to do is invite everyone to a 15-minute sizzle call with me, and that will just help you overcome any obstacle that you are unable to resolve as you're going through this material. And sometimes it's hard to say like, oh, I want I just lost my train of thought because I was thinking of the logistics. So sometimes it's so hard. You say like, oh, I want to talk about this or I want to share this, but I'm afraid to, or I'm afraid to be seen. Now, I really find that being transparent about what's happening for you and sharing it, and it is a way of being witnessed. And when we are witnessed, we diffuse the energy of a event or a sensation or a feeling or an experience, and that allows you to find a sense of freedom. And if that feels too vulnerable for you, I'm offering these 15-minute little sizzle calls so that we can get through the next hurdle, because there is a little bit of a transition from the inside to the outside. And I'm conscious of that transition could be really shaky for everyone. And I want to make sure that I support you to the best of your ability. So what I'm going to do in the email on Monday, I'm going to put a link in there so you can get a 15-minute sizzle session with me. This goes for everyone. Just so you know, my birthday is next week, so it's on Thursday. I will be unavailable on Thursday on my birthday. And then Heidi is going to do the call, the Facebook Live, on Friday, and she's going to host that. So for the nourishing that she couldn't do this week. So I hope that that feels good to everyone. I'm really excited that we're getting to the style part of things. We have one more week where we're going to just kind of put all the inside stuff together. And this just helps you start to get to the clarity of the parts of your body that are wanting to be supported, enhanced, released, or protected. And so you'll get a video on that on Monday and the worksheets. And on Wednesday, we'll meet again and we'll talk through everything. And then I'm going to go off on a little 24-hour, 48-hour vacation with my partner for my birthday. And the following weeks, we'll get into the style archetyping. We're going to do conscious curation. I want you to share your Pinterest boards. We're really going to get into the momentum. We're going to do shopping and then fitting. So it's going to be a really fun and fast weeks following after this last part. So I can't wait. I see one comment from Anastasia. Hold on. The gifts just keep coming and coming. I know. Thanks. It's just something that I'm a service. I'm born and bred in service. I'm also an artist and an inspirer. And when I see something work in one way and I can do it more efficiently and more effectively, I want to open the doors for that. And I feel like that is really important to recognize, especially when you're running a group and especially when you're working with inside information. And so trying to understand that emotional context and how to communicate that. So I just decided that, which is great. It's my business and I get to do that, which is really exciting. And 15-minute call is something that we can just wrap through very quickly and get down to the details. It's nitty-gritty and it feels good to me. So I am going to say sayonara for Friday. I'm so happy you were present with me. It was great to see you. And keep up the good vibes as you look at your body this weekend. Stay connected to your story. If you recognize yourself like hitting yourself hard in the head, just take a step back from the mirror, take a deep breath and go, okay, what's really going on here? And what does my body need? And when you can start to create that routine with yourself, you'll see that the language and how you speak to yourself will change. And that will be really exciting and really freeing for you. So please post any questions in the Facebook group or send them to info@carriemontgomery.com. I'm just going to say thank you. You two have a fantastic weekend too. I'll post a picture of my outfit while I'm at the event tonight. Have a great time. Lots of love. Take care. Bye.